The worst elections! The election by royalty is here! This was uploaded yesterday, so my body is ready. This is gonna be horrible. I know it's gonna be horrible. Prepare for salt, but it's gonna be funny. Let's go.
I'm sorry! I'm at the
This is still the best clip ever. This is still the best clip ever. I love this one. This one is great.
So, as we know, I'm British.
Sell! Perfect sell! We must destroy the British people. They talk funny.
No surprise there. America, your long-distant father with their meat sleeves still attached, is currently speaking. We quite literally made you who you are till you threw a hissy fit because we wanted to tax your sugar just a bit more, and now you pay up to 30% in taxes. I'm just saying. You needed the French.
French!
Still love that clip. I still love that clip. I still love it. French.
Spanish, and even the Netherlands, just to help you get away from us.
Also, I wouldn't throw such a hissy fit and shit on the Americans as a British man, cause you got the knife stabbings everywhere. So I'd be very quiet. And you jail people for speech on the internet, so I'd be very quiet.
But still lost to farmers in 1975. So with that out of the way, that whole prior comment was just to say I'm not political in any way and have no dog in the election. But that comment did include a lot of truths. And if any of you mention the Boston Tea Party or tea being thrown to the bottom of the ocean, you will be thrown into the void. But once again, in the...
Funny how the Boston Tea Party was just earlier mentioned in the stream. Funny, haha.
US election, I had no dog in the fight. I don't even know the difference between a Republican and a Democrat. All I know is one is red and one is blue. And if anyone even attempted to explain the difference to me, or just politics in general, to me it would be a lethal dose of NyQuil, because the majority of the time, it's just boring. And the only benefit I did receive relating to the election was a 10p boost in the menial stocks I own. But anyway, with that disclaimer out the way, which I'm gonna have to...
Bro made stonks. Bro made stonks because of the election. At least that. And you did benefit for another reason. Which is the meltdowns that you're going to use. So you are incorrect. You did financially benefit from it.
Constantly remind you with. Today I wanted to talk about the pure carnage that occurred after and the lead up to the election.
I'm so excited for, and I fully support this movement of making mainly men's lives, but really anyone who voted for Trump's lives miserable. I'm really enjoying all this content about tormenting them, so...
Hope your day gets better.
So... Okay. When they posted this unhinged shit, it's okay, right? But when Trump would have lost, and Trump supporter would have posted that heinous shit, it would have not been okay, because remember, there's this double standard.
Better.
Shut the fuck up!
Positive energy.
Shut up! You don't understand it!
And I know this is probably the newest topic.
Oh my god! Imagine having such a neighbor!
Topic I've ever talked about, as I normally go for archaic demons in terms of topics like fairies and age regression, and this is very much not something I would
And the femboys.
usually talk about. But I have a slight problem. Every time I'm dropping a little fat man on the toilet and open my phone for some resemblance of entertainment, I get things like this.
What the fuck am I looking at? Shut up. I will not.
Okay, like, if y'all hate women that much, I hope you never get pussy ever again.
It's not like I had ever get pussy. So I don't care. Not to mention that I don't want this pussy anyways. Have you looked at her eyes? That's horrendous. What the heck? Did she drink?
Whoa, that was nasty.
My Instagram Reels and, God forbid, Twitter feed is just this.
I'm sorry. you can edit any you can edit any sound over this and it's still gonna be funny.
For Trump to save Americans.
If you see this, please save us. I don't even see our American flag anymore. Biden's talking with some kind of crazy flag.
What was that?
With some kind of crazy flag.
This woman, what the heck? Is more crying and shit and taking a dump at the same time. You.
I don't even see our American flag anymore. Biden's talking with some kind of crazy flag.
You do as well. Oh my god. That is disgusting. That is she's on the toilet. I can get the break. I want to go back again. I want to hear it again. I'm gonna.
I don't even see our American flag anymore. Biden's talking with some kind of crazy flag.
Stop playing that, bro. Crazy.
I can't even drop a radioactive, viscous piece of feces without seeing something about the US election. I want to see.
What did I just walk into? You want to hear it again? Oh, Jesus. Oh my god. What do you want to hear that shit? Because it's funny. Because it's funny. My sides are hurting. My sides are hurting. Ooh.
See people getting hit by forklifts and Ford Mustangs. Not this. Not grown people screaming. But the US election for everyone outside the US is somewhat more entertaining than the minuscule entertainment going on in our own countries. I personally have the aristocratic ale of fucking Wallace and Gromit Wensleydale cheese as a candidate for election and a house full of old men acting like school children trying to roast each other with the most lukewarm flame.
He's worried about free trade deals with America, but there's only one chlorinated chicken that I can see in this house, and he's on that bench.
But then in America,
Chlorinated chicken, that is wild.
we have people borderline losing their shit. A guy on Twitter making the dumbest statement, and he said, and I quote, "Your body, my choice." And moments later he was promptly doxed, with the coordinates of his second story, second ensuite bathroom being posted online. You had XQC almost lose $1 million betting on Kamala to win, even though he personally met Donald Trump.
What? XQC lost almost $1 million for betting on Kamala Harris? What the heck?
Like a few weeks earlier, and he almost lost that entire mill. An entire $1 million. You know how much Warhammer sets you can buy from that? Probably like 2.5, maybe a whole Dreadnought set, if you're lucky. You had people running over Donald Trump signs, not knowing they were fortified like Fort Knox, with a Fortnite spike trap waiting for them. There's actually a video of a guy recording himself running one over, laughing to himself, and then when he realizes the spikes in his car, gets very angry and blames the person whose property he just ran over.
What an idiot.
And the whole US election between Trump and Kamala was just some dystopian comedy skit, and I was completely there for it. Because as said, our elections are boring as fuck. And this year, the US election was something else. And you had the rest of the world watching it as well. Just by the fact you had streamers and influencers on the front lines being credited for Donald's win.
I want to thank the Nelt boys, Aiden Ross.
And don't even get me started on Elon Musk.
Fucking Aiden Ross? That is wild.
I swear this guy was a meme like a few years ago, but now he was an integral part of the election. But the US election never really used to involve any of this, except for like the past 3. Nobody used to care this much, especially among the younger population, and it's weird to see that the US election has changed from the most boring time of the year to a WWE main event.
True. I remember when I was young, nobody here gave a shit. Nobody gave a rat's ass about the elections in the United States, and now everybody here, like even the people here in Germany, are having meltdowns because of it. It is so good. I love being here.
Has apparently become a core part of your identity, and something that can break friendships and even family bonds. From the fallout of this election, I have heard the
if politics can destroy your family, you need to take your meds immediately, right now.
weirdest opinions imaginable, and I've seen a plethora of posts saying if you voted for Trump, you are no longer considered gay, if you were already. Like, yeah, that guy that had his parents bust in whilst he was eating a full meat feast pizza, where they previously thought he had a girlfriend and now they are stun-locked at just the sight of this situation, but they don't need to be. He voted for Trump. He can't be gay. Like, it is some...
Took away the gay privilege. Take away the gay card, or the LGBTQ card. You are no longer gay. And then come with like a vacuum cleaner and just shove it up your penis and just suck out the gay.
Some of the wildest things people are saying. Another one is if you voted for Trump and you are black, you are no longer considered black. Like, yeah.
You remember that meme where like Joe Biden comes and just like touches a black person, and then turns that person white because they didn't vote Democrat? Yeah.
Yeah, your skin colour has been revoked now, due to your political ideology and who you voted for. Like, seriously. I know each side in the election has people that are really extreme, compared to most people that just vote and that's it.
Please, Donald Trump. Please save me. Please save me, Donald Trump.
They don't make it their entire identity, and they often don't speak about their political beliefs. But you do have extremes on each side. It wasn't...
No! He's back! The shit! Suck up the gay! Oh no! The shit is back! I didn't need to play it in loop. It just comes back.
Too long ago you had Trump supporters lose their shit and raid the Capitol, which was a complete bloodbath. And just a piece of advice, if you are going to commit a crime, at least some Robin Hood shit, or maybe something cool like tax evasion, do not bring your phone with you and take pictures of said crime. Not only are the pictures incriminating, but your phone also actively pings a cell phone tower every few seconds. So if a cybersecurity or digital forensic was assisting in the investigation, they will roughly...
Yeah, that is so funny in general, and people record their own crimes. It's so funny, it's so weird. Like, turn off your phone, bro. Why are you committing a crime and filming yourself? You are providing the evidence.
And I mean, very roughly, know where you were. But the people that voted for Biden back then pretty much laughed at the Trump supporters then. Now it's the Trump supporters' turn to laugh at them. But this election was just somewhat entertaining, and the campaigning on both sides was just a peak of entertainment, and just completely brutal. Once again, I have to jingle the keys in front of you. I'm in no way political. as I may have to remind you 5 more times over the...
That doesn't matter, though. That doesn't matter. Whether you're not political or not, they're gonna hate you. There's certain people that will hate you regardless of if you're political or not.
This video, my brain runs on DDR1 RAM, and this is just from my British understanding. An understanding that is primitive when it comes to politics. But in terms of the campaigning, once again, the peak of entertainment, admittedly Kamala was at a disadvantage. Biden dropped out seemingly out of nowhere. But look at that smile.
True. Bro knew what was gonna happen.
He just knows as soon as he dropped out, shit was going to hit the fan. And often Camilla's campaign came off as disingenuous, or just completely out.
Just pronounce it as Camilla. That's wild.
Of touch, as some were saying. Like the clip that circulated of her on a phone with one of her voters. And it was just the camera app, which admittedly you can open the camera app whilst you are on the phone with somebody, but a majority of people just thought it was fake. And you had the large amount of celebrities behind Kamala, leading to some moments like Meg Stallion shaking it on stage at...
Yeah, that's definitely gonna make you people vote for you, right? If you shake your ass on... What was that supposed to do? Get the gooners to vote for you? What happened here? Genuinely, what happened here?
One of her rallies, which somewhat did not resonate with her audience very well. And you have the general consensus that if it was anyone else running, Trump would have had a harder time winning. I mean, after he won, Biden looked the happiest that he has in a while. And people took note of that. It almost looked like his frontal lobe developed some sort of Attack on Titan regeneration, and now he's fully cognitive again. And then there's the fact you...
Bro is happy he no longer has to be president.
Kind of didn't see her anywhere else. She wasn't doing press tours like Trump was, who was going to every podcast that would invite him. He would probably even be under the springs of your mattress, trying to convince the cockroaches to vote for him. But Kamala was just nowhere. But then again, a majority of Trump's campaign was just talking pure shit, like it was the epitome of an MW2 lobby. I'm a pussy that use rice shield. He even used her own ads against her, just slapping his name on there.
A loaf of bread cost 50% more today than it did before the pandemic. Ground beef is up almost 50%.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
And every time somebody's name was mentioned...
What was she even trying to say with that? Like, no shit. Shit got expensive. What else?
Where he is on somewhat good terms with them. Like on the Joe Rogan podcast, he almost verbatim uses the same line every time.
Perfect. I mean, great pilots, great everything. The president, this group of great people. Everybody up here is great. Everybody up here is very special.
Like a bugged NPC stuck in dialogue.
By the way, Elon is great. That guy is such a great guy.
And of course, the main thing that people used against him was that he's a convicted felon. Probably the first person to win an election whilst being a convicted felon. And probably the first person to have their mugshot go viral and to somewhat turn into a positive...
Right, they memed that mugshot the heck out of it.
...meme helping their candidacy. It just seems like both candidates and their campaigns had some hint of the Looney Tunes world and viewing it outside the US with no possible impact on us whatsoever. It was hilarious. But the most carnage was on social media, where social media was an integral part of the election, especially Twitter. Yes, I refuse to call it X, because they did not change...
Same, we're in the same boat. Also, did not change the URL.
...the domain name for about a full 2 years after the name change. But you had people screaming and breaking down at the camera, which I've said multiple times I do not understand, because once you realise when they turn off the camera, they're going to immediately have their tears dry up and return to watching, I don't know, police body cam footage, as we all do, and then you just...
I mean, police body cam footage is pretty good. Well, depends on the topic, right? But it's still pretty good. I cannot deny this. Yeah, that chick is crazy. That chick was crazy.
Lose all sympathy whatsoever for them. Like, why would you record your own breakdown and then publish it online? I think a decade ago, if we heard that was a thing, people would be thinking it was pure stupidity. But you had news
mental illness. If I showed that to somebody 10 years ago, they would think it is mental illness.
Outlets around the world laughing at these people.
Good evening and welcome to a program devoted entirely to lefties losing it.
which we must be at the end game at this point. This is just so surreal, but so funny at the same time. Which, you know, call me a sadist, call me heartless, but there are entire compilations on YouTube of like millions of views of these people crying, so I cannot be the only one. The majority of these people...
They're fun to watch. These compilations are fun to watch. They are really enjoyable. I cannot complain. Joe Biden looks more like more of a friend who's meant to be inebriated with you rather than president. True. All my fellas. Hello, Cad. Hi, how are you doing?
Are crying because they think their rights are going to be completely taken away from some of the things that Trump advertised in his campaign. Things like abortion. But I'm pretty sure it's up to the states themselves if they want to ban that, and some leaders of the state are saying they are going to block any bill relating to it. But then you've got the fact he has not even been sworn in yet. We've got a couple more months. So I think a lot can change in that time. But America is a democracy, and by vote, Trump did win. So that's something you really cannot...
Well, technically, the United States is not a democracy, right? It's a republican. It's a republic, right? Technically.
argue with. But then again, I'm from the UK where nothing really happens here, which is why I found this election so interesting.
Oh, why are they crying? They're crying because Trump won. These are meltdowns.
And I think
Oh, come on! Come on, not the shit again. Read? What am I supposed to read? What are you talking about, mortal? The shit is back.
The key point that we can all agree with Trump being president is that he's going to release the Epstein list, or at least he says. That is going to be a can of worms that is going to be opened, and I hope I'm going to be in the room for. But this was a bit of an out of place video for me, but it was something interesting I wanted to talk about, with the amount of videos that were thrust down my throat on my feeds. But don't worry, I'll return to talking about horrific and obscure topics that will make you question your own existence and sanity. But yeah.
I've seen enough